in this matchup against South Korea. They do see Japan and Vietnam as the two stronger teams, and they feel like with their preparation and the practice that they've had, the what's the name of the team again? Not NUT and something talking. Anyway, the we'll call them the nut players, since that's the acronym. They've got a squirrel, but the nut players for the Singaporean side will try and show that they've got the business, that they've got the class, they've got the experience and the ability to contend with the best here in the Asian qualifiers. Now, let's just quickly go on to the pre-game for a moment, because the GoTV's a bit messed up. Let's fix it for you guys by reconnecting to the GoTV. I hope you guys are having an interesting afternoon. We've got a lot of viewers on the first two matches. The first match was really, really exciting and really entertaining. Japan versus Vietnam. I think it peaked at like 14,000, which is really, really nice. It's so nice to see so many people watching Asian CSGO. And I hope that we'll keep getting more and more viewers, and that more and more money is going to be invested in the Asian scene. But South Korea losing the knife round will start off on the harder side, T side, and we do see an early smoke window by the South Koreans as they push towards the B side here. Different tactic than the one we saw, and they were playing on the T side. And they're actually perhaps getting control of mid from underpass as well. They've got one person at the end of mid, and that'll be Rinda. We saw Sound have a relatively good game. Sound and HSK both playing for My Revenge, the top South Korean side, one of the top sides of the Asian scene as well. And just Squid's reminding me, we do have a follower giveaway when we hit 75,000 followers. So just follow. That's all you have to do to take part, and follow the URL as well that's in the sticky post. But it's going to be a fast B push, and Lega's there. It's his first kill of the game, and the second as well, as he takes down HSK. But there's a return from the South Koreans. Mystic and Rinda with a frag each. They do have control of the site. Moxie on really low health at the moment. One's going to be planted, but look at this impression coming up from behind. The in-game leader for Singapore, with a very, very smart move, and Sumbi's going to be finished off. Great start here for the Singaporeans for a moment there. With the exchange, the trades that the South Koreans were able to have, it seemed like they had the site under control. But again, that flank from Impression, perfectly timed and very important indeed. And he was mentioning in his interview as well that they really feel like they can be a team that can qualify for the World Championship Finals with the likes of China. And I think the only team that they see really as a huge kind of barrier for them is the Vietnamese side. You can see they've practiced, their aim is on point, they've warmed up. And they seem to have their CT side under lock. They've got a good mid presence. Moxie window, Impression holding connector, and Ken at short as well, expecting a mid push on the eco for the South Koreans. I don't know if it was a good guess or that they've actually studied the South Korean side on their force buys, but either way, they've made a very, very clean force buy round win here. Nico taking down Sumbi, and Impression finishing off the job as he picks up 3 kills that round. So 2-0 now, Singapore looking very solid indeed. We should see an eco now from the South Koreans. They didn't actually get the bomb planted in the first round, so we won't see a buy until the 4th. And pings are looking okay. I think it's a Singaporean server. 3 of the Singaporean players on really, really low ping. The South Koreans on about 80, 90. They do have the ping advantage, if anything. The fast push towards the A site, and Nico's just firing away with the Max 7. Picks up 2 kills and does very considerable amount of damage on the rest of the players. Moxie picks up a frag, and he gets a second as well, as Singapore, will make it 3-0. Nice play here by the Singaporeans, but this is the real test now. The South Koreans are able to go for a full buy with the AK-47s and utility. And the South Koreans now need this game win if they even want to have a chance at staying, or not even staying, but qualifying to the final group. If they lose this game, they will have no chance, because Vietnam are already on 6 points. Singapore obviously expecting a nice strong start to their Asian qualifier campaign. Here's an A execute from the South Koreans. There's a nice counter. Actually, no, it's a bad pop flash from the South Koreans, but there's a counter flash coming anyway from the CTs. Nico starts it off with the frag on Zombie. Look at this impression moving to the side. There's no CT smoke. There's no smoke on the A site exactly itself. So impression is able to kind of move to the side and pick up 2 frags, but there's a return from South Korea. 3 versus 2. Moxie picks up. HSK is just sound on his own now. And they're still playing with SMGs, the Singaporeans. And if they can pick up this round, it'll be fantastic. Moxie takes down Sound, who is this close to winning that 1 versus 3 clutch. Very nicely done by him to pick up 2 frags. And again, the My Revenge player, as we mentioned earlier, looked pretty dangerous against the Vietnamese, even though they were neutralized. But, sorry. Regardless, now they do have yet another eco. They've gone for 3 armor buys on Sound, some being Mystic. They didn't get the bomb plant that round as well. Economy South Korea not looking good, but Singapore, all the utility they need, everything. Another frag, impression and Moxie, just making short work of the players at mid. There's a return though from HSK with the Desert Eagle, and holding short, sees Mystic. They're spraying away and they're unable to really contend with their opponent's weapons from that distance. Impression with another frag. Koreans now pushing forward. HSK with the 1D. Nico's going to drop him though. HSK completely flashed when we finished off my Lego. 5-0 Singapore with some very, very fast rounds there. We've got an AWP on HSK now. We didn't have much luck against the Vietnamese with that weapon. We've got something on pressure here in the apartment. It's got to be wall banged. HSK looking for Lego. He has to be careful that he doesn't show his head here. It's a nice smoke by the CTs. Lego's just going to fire away through, and this is good. Good play by Singapore. I mean, they're thinking, right, there might be an AWP at halls. There might be people aiming, and we don't want Lego to just get shot down. So Lego probably asked for a smoke so that he could switch positions, and that he could put on a bit more pressure on the terrorists and maybe spray through the smoke as well. So really nice play there by Lego and Ken at the B site, and they've taken a couple of the players down. Rinda's actually over in shot. I don't know if Ken's going to find him. He will. He takes him out. Lego has to look up, and there he just drops right under him. HSK missing that no-scope on him, and the bomb's moving towards the B side. I know he's Mystic on his own, but really, really nicely done there by the Singaporeans at the B site, showing a pretty solid setup on the B site, and looking like a very solid team. Sorry. Singapore with yet another round, and they're looking that much better than the South Koreans. There's not much coming in from the huge esports nation that has, you know, dominating teams and players in a lot of different games. StarCraft comes up to mind, even Warcraft 3 in the old days of Moon. League of Legends, of course. Very, very solid esports nation. But in CSGO, seems like there are contenders. Vietnam demolishing them 16-7. And right now, Singapore playing very, very solid. CT side here on Mirage is absolutely excellent by them. Nico getting that frag on Palace. Backs away immediately. Impression gets a pop flash from his teammate. Picks up a kill. There's a return from South Korea, though. But Ken is in support. Just needs to land some nice shots. And the thing is, the Singaporeans, I mean, on a level, their aim is not like fantastic like the Vietnamese, but they've got some really, really nice team play. I think the problem they're going to have against the Vietnamese is that the Vietnamese have a lot more firepower than the South Koreans. So even if you play these nice angles and good teamwork on the CT side, you still need to land your shots. As we saw then, Ken completely whiffing his shots there. He needed to land them. He needed to land them. An impression. The in-game leader also top fragging at the moment. So that's also something you don't see a lot of from the from CSGO, sorry, not from the Singaporeans specifically, but if you want to read his interview, go check out twc.e-frag.net. I think the mods will post it in the chat. We've got a couple of armors here, some being Mystic, 2 Tech 9s, CZ, and 2 P250s. And they're going to go for a fast B push. Nice pop flash, actually, forcing Lega back. Does he have support from Ken, though? He's all far away. He's going to pick up 2 kills here. Whaps out his Desert Eagle, but it's not enough. They've made the exchange here, the South Koreans. They're going to get the bomb planted as well. But look at this impression coming up from Apartments, and he drops him down. But just a moment too late, and beautiful aim there from Impression. Takes down HSK, who had a long time to take him out. Missing his shots completely, and it's pretty much Impression retaking as Nico picks up a frag as well, and that's an 8th round. Singapore looking solid, and this is going to make tomorrow's games really interesting. Singapore, Vietnam, and Japan. Their matches, I mean, we're going to see Singapore versus Vietnam. That's going to be a big game. Singapore versus Japan. That's going to be a big game. Japan versus South Korea. It's going to be important for Japan, but other than that, South Koreans, if they lose this game, are pretty much out of the tournament. I think the team is no useless talking or something like that. No use talking. No use talking. There it is. I remembered. No useless talking. What does that mean? You can only say something useful. No, don't say anything useless. That'd be such a funny name for a team. No use talking sounds a lot better though. Double up now from the South Koreans, HSK and Sunbeat with an AWP each. Moxie doesn't really look like a proper solid AWPer for Singapore though. He's whiffed quite a couple of shots. But maybe he just needs to warm up, and look at this. 3 terrorists moving in from Connector. They're not actually ready for this. He finds 1T. Is he going to land the shot? Yes, he will. Moxie doing a good job, but they're pushing forward. HSK gets the entry. Somebody's going to push forward. No scope on Impression, even though he's completely flashed. And this is a nice round here from the South Koreans. Moxie tries to flash to slow him down. Looks for the other shot. Doesn't land it. There's the Molotov that will probably force him to change position, but actually he's able to survive there. Mystic will follow with a nade anyway, and now it's just Leg in a 1 versus 3 as he takes down Zombie, making it a 1 versus 2. Bombs being planted. Both players going to T-Ramp now. One person over at Tetris. And it's really important that South Korea take this round, because they need at least 5 rounds on the T side to be comfortable in the next half. But that's very good South Korea. HSK finishing off the job, and an excellent round as they push up mid. Really smart idea. Look at this no-scope from Zombie. Fantastic. Oscar, I'll see you later then. Have a nice sleep. Entries by the South Koreans. It seems like they're picking up a bit of steam now. They're going to go for the same movement. They've got mid control, and they're going to push through towards the A site from Connector as they've done before. But will Nico be ready to stop them? Finds Mystic, who's throwing away a nade, giving away his position like that. And that makes it a 3 versus 3 now. Nico still alive. He'll be in the ladder. There's one person coming in from Palace. He's going to get shot down. Nico positioning himself perfectly to counter this push here from the South Koreans and doing an excellent job. He's going to throw a connector Molotov as well. That's going to cut the team in half. HSK is actually backing away now. Rinder, though, is on his own. The bomb's going to be moving towards the B site. They'll probably get a plant. But Ken is close by. And if HSK goes down, there's nothing that Rinder can really do. Rinder's going to take down Nico. Ken finds HSK, who misses his AWP shot. He tries to go for another one. There's the kill, and Rinder has to move fast. He can probably go for the defuse now, and he is going for it. He's got a kit. Oh, dear Lord. Rinder throws an 8. Oh! He was literally a second away, Rinder. Had he just not thrown that nade and run with the knife, maybe he would have made it, but that was so close. Ken wins that round, and sometimes it was all that Molotov that split Rinder and HSK. If both Rinder and HSK went towards the B site, they might have won that round, but wow, oh wow. What a close round. Ken the Ninja, the Singaporean Ninja. Entry now for Sound. They had an opportunity, the South Koreans, if they won that round, to actually force Singapore on a double eco, because they were on really low money. I was really feel sorry for Rinda. Look at this. Rinda now moving in. Palace finds one CT, but doesn't land a shot. Doesn't want to give his position away so soon. He'll take down Nico. He knows that somebody's at ladder and at the stairway. Sorry, and Ken. Yeah, he's going to be finished off from the people at Connector anyway. So nice round here from the South Koreans, actually just getting those entry frags. And I think the Singaporeans, their positioning wasn't too great on the A site. They were all looking kind of in different positions, and they weren't focusing on like one T ramp, one checking Palace, one checking Connector. It was more like everyone was kind of all over the place, and it was pretty easy for South Korea to pick up that round. So now Singapore on an eco. They've got 3 players with armor and a defuse kit on Can, who goes down immediately to Sound spray down. Nice spray down there by Sound. And it's looking good now for South Korea. They might offer some resistance to the Singaporeans. Wow. Nico tries it, but he's only going to get a 1 kill with that Desert Eagle. Yulunk runs out that weapon. 14 frags on Nico, 14 on Impression. Both players doing most of the heavy lifting for the Singaporean side. On the other hand, look at South Korea. HSK with 13 frags. Sumbi only with 2 so far. Full buy once more for the Singaporeans. We've got an AWP on Nico. Sorry. Nico, is he going to find any terrorists at mid? He has to be careful. He's actually stuck on the wrong corner and the wrong side. Lega now at the B-apps. He's actually been playing pretty well in that position. Moxie tries to pop out, and he's going to pick up a frag as well. We've seen an exchange of AWPers now. Nico playing with the AWP rather than Moxie, who did have a lot of luck. He seems to not be really feeling the weapon. That's probably why that they've switched the AWPer. But that's the problem for Singapore. If they don't have a solid, powerful AWPer like the other Asian teams, they're going to suffer on maps like Dust 2. Again, the terrorists have got in control of mid, and they're going to go for what has worked for them before, but this time around actually I spoke too soon. Sound's going to boost himself on the top, and Nico's waiting for that. Good positioning there by Nico. Now only 3 players remaining to play against the remaining 4 as Rinda takes down Moxie. They know somebody's coming in from short. He's going to die as well. Ken trying to get the crossfire set up. Impression's going to go down. Excellent entry frags from somebody who has a pretty lackluster game so far. And look at that Molotov as well for Jungle. Bomb's going to be planted 3 versus 2. It's a nice comeback here from the South Koreans this round, as it's just up to Lega, who's going to try and go for the retake here with a CT from CT spawn. Sorry, there's one player near T ramp. He'll catch him. Oh, he's going to miss a shot. The window pops out. Sprays down. Oof. Completely flops it. And South Korea make it 9-4. 2 more rounds left in this half. South Korea can actually come out with 6 rounds now, which would be absolutely fantastic. Look at the economy for Singapore. They've come back from the dead, the South Koreans, after a very solid start from the Singaporeans. It's like they've figured out how to play. Nice flash there by Sumbi, who's playing with the AWP now, not HSK. And they're moving in from short, nobody checking mid. Don't have that information. Like, he has an army against him, and he's not going to land any shots. Good movement from the South Koreans as they push forward. Sound finds Impression. Look at that. Sprays him and switches to P250. Fantastic. He was 100% sure that bullet was going to actually land, but Nico pops out and does considerable damage on Sound and Sumbi. 9-5. South Korea looking stronger and stronger this game. Looking more dangerous as the rounds build up. But for the final round of the first half, I think Singapore will be able to afford a full buy. And just a quick reminder, you can take part in our sub giveaway later after the Czech Republic-Iceland match at 4:30. All you have to do is subscribe. Subscribing is actually free, since you get €5 off G2A, so do check us out. Rinda holding up Halls for the final round of the half. Moxie now with the orb. Oh, sound. I don't know how he survived that. He's got 3 health. I think he was shot through the corner of that box. But in essence, I mean, if an orb bullet goes through an empty box... Actually, no, they've got fruits in them, so fair enough. They're not actually empty. But if they were empty, it doesn't really make sense that they don't die. South Korea. Showing that they still want this. They're still hungry for it. Mystic takes down Ken. Singapore don't want to give away any more rounds. Moxie takes down Rinda. Lego makes short work of Mystic. And it's just Sumpy on his own with a Zeus in his arsenal as well. Don't know if he's going to get an opportunity to use that, but he's just gone up as well. In a 1 versus 4, it's very, very difficult to really do much, but he's going to go for it regardless. It's the last round. No point saving. 30 seconds left on the clock and moving towards the A site. Probably the better choice for him at the moment. Nico's looking at the wrong direction. Oh, there's Impression! He doesn't see! Impression completely whiffs his shots! What was happening there? Nico should not have died. And I don't know if this, I mean, the Singaporean, sorry, the South Korean Sumpy was like focusing on him so much that he forgot that Impression is just there. Like, if he made the shot on Impression, he would have won the round. Maybe, not won the round, but he would have won the A site. But wow. Impression will get the kill anyway. Madness. Nico's probably a bit pissed off. Like, Impression, you were supposed to kind of protect me from Connector. South Korea now on the CT side. They've picked up 5 rounds. They can be happy with their performance. And now the Singaporeans will be repeating pretty much the same tactic as the South Koreans with a very, very fast B push. Only a bit of utility on Lega. Impression actually with the Superman setup. Tech 9 armor. But it's not going to work. He's going to go down almost immediately. Nico's down as well. Ken gets the entry on Sumpy. There's a return. Mystic playing big here on shot. They've not been able to deal with him. Ken's going to get a frag over at Mark. HSK is down on really low health. There's a nade from Rinda. Rinda finds Ken anyway. And that's easy peasy for South Korea to clean up. HSK surviving with 4 health. But Singapore maybe should have focused a bit on short. Mystic staying alive a bit too long. No bomb plant either. So Singapore now should be going for a force buy and buying up on the 4th round. But that pistol round, very important for South Korea. Because like it is, they can make it 10-8 if they win the next 2 rounds, and that'll be perfect for them. But we do see an eco from the Singaporean side, and they're moving towards the A site, which is pretty weakly defended at the moment. Only 2 players there. Lega actually landing a lot of hits on Sunby, bearing in mind he's only using a Glock at a really far distance against armor. Like, a Glock is literally like throwing rocks at your opponent. It does barely any damage. Archie99, just, if you can't watch the stream, go down to 720p or less. Moxie takes down Sumpy. Rinda's going to fire away. But there's a return almost immediately. 2 players remaining here as Impression goes down. And then Mystic will find Moxie. Only 2 players lost on that full eco by Singapore. You don't really see such full ecos on the 2nd rounds anymore, especially when you don't get the bomb plant. So double eco now from Singapore. They really want their full utility and an AWP, I think, in the next round. Maybe that's what they're aiming for. And no smoke from Lega. It's going to be a B push. Lega's probably going to put some pressure on the A side. No, sorry. They're moving in from underpass to take control of mid, but the bomb's still moving towards the B side. Impression's going to try and find himself an entry. These are some nice tactics here from the Singaporeans. Impression's going to take down HSK and pick up a weapon for his trouble as well. Sumpy with a frag, and look at this Lega. Maybe could have timed his push a little bit earlier. Impression's got a scout now. Bomb's going to be planted at the B site. That's a very good eco by them. Sound just gets the kill. But maybe a moment too late. So they're showing some nice ideas here, the Singaporeans. It's 10-8. Now we will see with the full buy, will those interesting tactics work out for them? We would like to know. AK-47s, look at that. 4 Molotovs, sorry, full utility here. Nade on Ken, and they will go for an A execute, a standard A execute. They need to have one person holding the flankers. Look at this, CT's actually pushing up mid now, and it's a nice flash by Lega. It will flash those two CTs, but either they have to move the A execute quickly, or Lega needs to make these frags, and Lega's in a great position here. Mystic is going to pop right in front of him. Lega waiting for that push. He backs away, makes noise. Oh no, it's the execute, and the two CTs are coming up from behind. He's going to die though. He just turns around. Mystic makes the frag, but he gets the information. Two CTs coming up from behind. Push, 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 Singapore. You have to get in, but Rinda's going to get another kill, and this is looking very good here for the South Koreans. Ken's going to be able to get one, but Mystic makes the return, and this is a perfect piece of movement from South Korea. They're playing the CT side very, very well. Molotov goes down. Singapore looking for more. There's the exchange. Nico's on his own now in a 1 versus 3, and no bomb plant as well. He'll be finished off by Rinda. Excellent play by Rinda. That CT spawn picking up quite a couple of frags that round and making short work of the Singaporeans. It was a good idea, but the timing by Ken, it was so... Lega, sorry, so close. It was so unlucky by him. And literally, if he just kept looking, maybe it would have been a different story. Mid control given to the South Koreans. And it's a shame. It just seems like Singapore, they might have the tactical understanding of the game and they do play like a team, but there's just not enough firepower behind them. Really, you can see that they've got a very nice strategic play, but they're not landing their shots other than Impression and Nico. Sorry. It's a full buy now by them. They've already lost two players. They've taken out HSK. Nico's going to try and push in from apartments, but somebody's waiting. That's Sandwich near Tetris. He pops up, gets the frag on Impression. There's the bomb down. Nico gets the return though. Rinder will take down Lega over at mid, and it's just up to Nico on his own in a 1 versus 3. Again, another difficult situation to be in. They're losing too many players at the beginning before even given a chance to do much. And Rinder, who's picking up a lot of frags this half, and he's on 17 right now. 18 on HSK, who's top fragging for his side. Thumby only with 8 frags, but either way, it's 10 to 10. They've equalized the score. Money's not good for Singapore, but they're getting that 3.4k. They're going to go for an eco this round and fall by the next. Running out of time. Singapore need to start winning rounds. South Korea, they look like a different team than the one we saw against Vietnam. Rinder starts it off well as he takes down Lega. HSK running out of ammo on his M4. Pop out his USB. Good damage dealt by Nico. Seems like he's proficient with the Desert Eagle, but it's a bit too late for that. The rest of his teammates have already died, so Singapore now lost the lead for the first time in this game, but we do have a full buy. Moxie with the AWP. Will we see something different from the Singaporeans? They need to take it slow, no fast executes. Hold your positions, have players holding, one player holding B halls, one player, 2 players at mid, 1 player at the A side. And that's exactly what they're doing right now, playing a default, trying to get those early picks, and after that they can play from that. So Nico getting that mid control from underpass. They need to get the mid control from the CTs before they can do anything, and they've got 2 players on the top of mid as well, and if they can really time it properly, they'll be able to take it. Moxie's gonna take down HSK. This is really good. They need to check window, make sure there's no CT peeking from there, and Lega's gonna try and find himself an entry in towards the A side. This is a good start here for the Singaporeans. Impression over at Laps. Rinder will find him, and it's a 1v1, but Rinder's gonna come out the better. Beautiful little double tap as he takes down Impression. Headshot, then shoulder shot. And now the bomb's being picked up. They're going to try and push in from connector. They need to use the utility that they've got. A lot of flashes and smokes and Molotovs. One Molotov, sorry. But not being used. They're taking their time. Look at this. Mystic's got a good position here. Might be able to take down Moxie and drop the bomb. They need to make sure that that doesn't happen. There's the jungle smoke. Moxie's going to take down Mystic. Very nicely done. Nico pushing forward. Finds Zombie. There's the entry. Singapore looking like a different terrorist side now. Rinder trying to play for the retake. He's got help from Sound. There's the CT smoke, but it's a bit too late as Rinder takes down Nico. 2 versus 3 retake now. The Singaporeans have to get good post-plant positions. There's 1 CT coming in from connector. He's smoked off though. Good usage of the smokes here by the Singaporean side. Now the South Koreans, they either have to try and push through the smokes or wait. And it looks like they're pushing through the smokes. Rinder's going to be shot down by Ken from behind, who did a really nice flank, and Moxie's going to make short work of Sound. Excellent play there by Singapore. They've mixed the tactics and they've landed their shots, and that's given them the round. And now this game is getting very interesting. Money on South Korea is very good, however. And they'll be able to go for a full buy with everything. But really, really nicely done by Moxie. And if they can beat them for the next couple of rounds, they might even force South Korea on an eco. And I would give them an easy free round, which would be very important. But already they've lost Moxie to the 1v1 versus HSK at mid. No utility used by them. Leggers coming in from underpass. Sound's just going to pop out in the smoke. That's going to stop him in his tracks, and he's going to search for more as well. Ken's there. They need to just hold the default. They're moving around way too much here, and the South Koreans are able to get early picks very nicely. He's going to actually catch Impression as he crosses over, and he takes the frag. They know it's a B push now. They have that information. There's one person coming in from underpass, but he's going to be pop flashed by the CTs. Doesn't find Sound. Sound throws down the Molotov. Sarah's getting ready to push towards the B site. Weirdly enough, the CT's actually given away the B site. Don't know why. I mean, you got the information that Impression was there. It looked like a B push. So it's pretty fortunate. There's one person over on short, and he's completely flashed, but there's Mystic in the site who's made the rotate, and I think the move towards the B site was way too slow by Singapore. Once you lost Impression, you should have gone straight for it. Don't waste time. Ken's going to get the bomb planted. Oh my god, he's not even going to get the bomb planted. Mystic takes him out. Fantastic. And the economy for South Korea is in safe hands with that round win. 12-11. This is turning out to be a very close game indeed. But unless Singapore can up their game slightly, it seems to be South Korea's match. Rinda. Shot down by Moxie. 2 frags on that eco round by Singapore, but it's not really much. There's a lot to play for here. A slot of 3 to the LAN finals in Serbia, Belgrade, to play for $100,000 for the World Championships, organized by efrag.net. And national pride as well on the line, not just the money. To play in front of a crowd of thousands in the Sava Center. Sound and HSK. I'll pick up a couple frags each. And already the Singaporean attack's completely demolished. It seems they're running out of steam here. Singapore. Impression has tried his best, the in-game leader for the Singaporean side, but it's not been enough, it seems, as South Korea are well on their way to pick up this map of Mirage. And it's a shame as well because of the fact that it's only a best of 1. Maybe in future there will be best of 3s. Impression still trying his best. Gets 1 frag on Sound. There's somebody behind the boxes. He's going to pop out. He'll get the spray down though, just on the side of the smoke. Bombs down still. Rinder's coming up from behind. They need to be careful. They're going to get outflanked now. Spraying through the smoke, he actually takes down Nico. That Impression will pick up another frag here. Nade going to connect up. Rinder's behind him. And Rinder's been an absolute pain to Impression. He's actually taken him out quite a few times with the flanks. And there you have it. 14-11. South Korea now only 2 rounds away from securing themselves their first 3 points as they lost their game earlier to Vietnam. 16-7 on exactly the same map as well. Singapore, though, with not the start that they wanted. Not at all. I mean, they came in as an underdog. They showed a lot of heart. Nice understanding of the game, but the shots are just not landing. And they're not playing for a draw here as they go for a full buy or a forced buy. 3 Tech 9s, 1 Galil. And they're going to push out towards the A side. Sunbeam's in a lot of trouble here. Nico takes him out. He's going to pick up an M4 for his troubles as well. And there's the rest of the team moving in from T-Ramp. But what a wonderful flash from the CTs. Rinder takes both of them out. Tries to pop out his USBs out of bullets. Nico and Ken are going to pick up a frag each now. It's 3 versus 2. HSK coming in, rotating from CT spawn. He's got support from one teammate coming in. What a shot there from HSK just on the top of the smoke. Very cheeky. And he makes another as well. Nico takes him out though. He's already made 3 frags. Needs to make it a 4K to finish off the job here against Sound. But what a shot there from Sound. Not even hesitating as he takes out the final Singaporean, and with that probably the final hopes of Singapore winning this match. Actually, the final hopes of Singapore from winning this match. They can draw if they win the next 4, but look at their money. It is in a very, very bad spot right now. And South Korea are on their way to win this best of one here on Mirage. And what a fantastic game from both teams, and a bit of a comeback as well from South Korea. Remember, Singapore were up 9-1. And it was good of the South Koreans. They mixed up their game slightly, and they took away the steam that the Singaporean side had. It's heartbreaking, though. The underdogs were this close to winning their first game. They looked so solid, so good. Just don't have it in them to beat the players from My Revenge and other South Korean teams here for their national side. There's an entry frag for Kent. Nades coming from Mystic, and the CTs will now play for the retake, but the smoke dissipates just as the Singaporeans move in towards the site. Mystic landing quite a lot of damage on Ken and Impression, but not getting any frags. He'll be able to finish off Ken, though. And all the CTs coming in from Connector and Jungle, actually now deciding that 2 should push in from CT spawn. Moxie and Impression have got the angle on them, though. There's the Molotov. Nico takes down Rinda. Moxie's going to make a frag here, and it's just HSK on his own. So another round for Singapore. Maybe they can get a point out of this game. And a point for Singapore will still keep them as a contender for their group winning spot. So it's not all over. If they can get this point, beat Vietnam, beat Japan, then Singapore can actually go through with 7 points. So remember, there's all to play for now. They cannot give up. They have to get the draw. But if South Korea wins, maybe they have a chance. But if South Korea gets a draw, they're out, because they've lost one and drew one. It's not good enough. We've got a 5-man stack over at the A site. Singapore knowing that South Korea are on an eco now. Checking every angle. Going nice and slow. I have a feeling they're going to try to push from connector towards the A site. And if they're not careful, they might find themselves with a horrible, horrible surprise. Ken sees Rinda. He'll pick up a frag. Nico pushing in from T-Ramp. Oh, he'll make a bit of a flop of that spray down. He goes down. AK-47 now picked up, but they do have the information. I think the bomb should be going towards the B site now. Don't make the mistake of going towards the A site. You know that it's a 5-man stack on the A site. You've seen them. Ken completely flashed. HSK is going to finish him off. This would be heartbreaking for the Singaporeans to lose this like this. Don't fight. Don't peek. What are the Singaporeans doing? Giving away too many kills to the South Koreans, who are picking up weapons now. HSK hungry for more as they go to play for the retake. Bomb's been planted. One person coming in from halls now. Some B with a P250. Impression on the other side. Impression needs to hold his spot, but Impression's going to find him. It's 2 versus 1 now. HSK with the M4. He wants to put a final nail on the coffin of Singapore, but he's unable to finish off Moxie, who just survives with 2 health. HSK in the site. Impression's going to throw down the flash. And the Molotov now on the bomb means there's no chance for HSK to win this. He'll save an M4, though, for his troubles, but again, a very, very close round. And Singapore are still on their way to perhaps securing a point. And look at this, 28 frags on Nico, pretty much carrying his side. Impression on 23 as well. Lega really needs to up his game. Only 9 frags in the last 28 rounds. It's not good enough. Full buy now from the South Koreans. If they lose this round, then Singapore have pretty much gotten themselves a draw, because the economy is not good. Aggressive push here, nice flash. Impression is going to find himself an entry. This is a good start here for the Singaporean side. Is it a comeback of the lifetime? 15-11. It seems like the South Koreans had everything under control, and if they get this draw, it'd be absolutely excellent. There's an exchange of frags. Somebody goes down, so will HSK, but not before they take one of the Singaporeans with them to the afterlife. And there's one CT coming in from short. One holding CT spawn on the A site. Not a lot of health on Ken. Singapore, they need this draw. They need the 15-15. Somehow, with that round win, they got themselves an eco round, and then they got around after that. They've made themselves 15. Sound's just going to look away at the wrong moment. There you have it. That's just timing there, just luck. When you don't have information, it's all about luck sometimes. And Rinda's going to try and save his weapon. He knows there's no chance for him winning this round, and they've not got enough money for a proper buy for the final round. South Korea now. The game is slipping away from their fingers. The 3 points are slipping away from their fingers. And what a fantastic comeback from Singapore. Such amazing resolve to just continue, knowing that one mistake, and you're playing on the T side, one mistake and the South Koreans will take the 3 points and you're pretty much out. You have no chance. One mistake. We've got a bit of GoTV like though. And they're going to win the round. It's 15-14, and Rinder won't be able to save up his weapon. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Singapore can secure themselves a point. Look at the money for South Korea. They're not going to have a proper buy for the final round of the game. It's match point. It's all or nothing now. If Singapore win this and then win their 2 games tomorrow, they have a chance to go through to the LAN finals. This makes tomorrow's matches very interesting if it ends in a draw. If Singapore lose this, though, I don't think it'll really matter. South Korea, though, need this win as well to have a chance. If they just have a draw, they're not going to make it. Under pass control coming in from Nico and Lega. There's 2 players now facing connector. Somebody looks away towards Palace's 3 people on the A site. Nobody at mid at the moment. Giving away mid has allowed the terrorists to get a lot of map control. Somebody's going to check. 5-7s, 2 shotguns. They have to be careful. We saw the Singaporeans on their anti-eco round losing 4 players and almost losing the round as well. They're going to go for the wall bang. Somebody's still alive. No bullets actually finding him. And they've got 1 person moving from window. Ken's down to 10 health. Not a good start here. Somebody to 73 though. There's the flash. And HSK is going to go down to Nico, gets the entry over on jungle. They're going to push forward. Somebody's down as well. There's an excellent start here for Singapore as they push towards the A site. There's 1 person over at CT spawn. Actually, it's T-Ramp here as Rinder. It's all to play for here for the last 3 remaining players for the South Korean side. They need the 3 points. Rinder's going to pick up a frag, but maybe it's too late. It's a 2 versus 3. Mystic is going to take one. There's the Molotov. He's going to push forward. The bomb's going to be planted. Takes down Nico. This is such a fantastic round here. 2 versus 2. Ken takes down Mystic. Sorry, it's all up to Rinder now. Against Ken and Impression. Ken's not got a lot of health. Impression is right behind the box. He knows where he is, knows where the flashes are coming up, doesn't look away at the right time. Time's ticking. Not a lot of time left here for South Korea. It's all to play for. Impression is going to turn around. And there you have it. Singapore from 15-11 are going to get themselves a draw. And what a comeback as well from the Singaporeans. Absolutely fantastic game here for the final game of the Asian qualifiers. Absolutely fantastic and really, really entertaining CSGO. And I really can't believe it. I actually cannot believe how Singapore came back out of that. But with 1 point, they have a chance to qualify tomorrow. If